I'm obviously joined by Dylan. SJ could not make it tonight. Sorry for the
We're just
sort
lying
of
to
loud.
of each other. We refuse to be on at the
Yeah.
same time.
He can't even
See the
keep his
anger.
camera up. He's so angry. He's so angry. Last week we had to check to see if I'm on YouTube and Facebook. I'm just going to assume that we are because I've not changed anything. We are. Get in. We got viewers. That's what matters. That's how we check. So basically, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, week 1 is in the books. Obviously, 3 games played, not 4 like we thought, because we thought Harriet Watwood doing something in a castle with Napier. Don't know what. Look at him. He's all dressed up. He's Div 1 now, so he's put a suit on.
No, I'm actually dressed up. Let's take the elephant in the room on. I'm dressed up today to commemorate the, some say too long, but still cut short uni ball career of Christopher Tebbs for James.
Oh, we're going straight into that, are we?
We're going straight into it. Hence the black tie shirt. I felt like, how many years was it? 12?
12? No, it was like 7, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
go.
I mean, I was going to talk about just as I mentioned. Yeah, everyone, I've retired. I'm not playing Uniball anymore.
Just thought I'd explain the suit. I'm presuming, does this mean you're just committing further to the world of Uniball journalism, or?
Yeah, like nothing stops. Like I didn't play the first time we started this show. I wasn't in the university. All that matters now is, yeah, I don't play for Gladiators anymore. Instead, I'm on the coaching staff. So basically, there you go. There you go. Not much has changed.
Like the right thing to do.
Yeah, I'm not upset with it. It's PhDs are difficult, especially when the questions keep changing. But that's a story for a different day. That's a story for a university podcast. But yeah, there you go. I don't play anymore. So everyone in the Southwest too, who thought you'd be able to get pop shots at the journalist calling your team wank, you can't unless you want to get flagged.
I accidentally, if I'd known this news, I would not have put Gloucestershire Gladiators at the top of my analytics Britball power rankings.
You say this, mate. I was having a conversation with Frankie Pankhurst of the Bullets the other day. I'm like, there's this misconception going around that I was ever good at football. I'm awful at this sport. That's why
what you should tell us every week. You mentioned it every time we got off air. You were talking about. You said you'd have gone through Bath last year purely because of the centre. You said you're the British Jason Kelsey, if I remember.
Yeah, that's what I said, and I lied. No, I've always said I'm bad at football. I've always said I'm bad at football. There's never been one time where I've been like, yeah, I am the absolute bug. No, I'm wank. Well, Gloucestershire's not lost anything, to be honest. But we're not here to talk about Gloucestershire yet. That's going to come in a few weeks. So we had 3 games. Start with the kickoff. There was 2 non-surprising scores, I think, with Cardiff 6, SGS 43, and Newcastle getting shut out by the Gold. But like, good for SGS and good for Nottingham. But I feel like what we have got to talk about is Portsmouth Destroyers. I don't know what Dylan's
saying. Intel. I'm having such a shock.
Especially considering, we are going to do the predictions posts. Didn't do them last week because my week's been quite busy with news of retirement and stuff like that. So it's been quite busy, so I didn't put it out. But
want to reveal the predictions from the private chat, Chris? Or
yeah, I'm all happy to go through what I said. I don't mind just backing up. Everyone else, so that's SJ, Dylan, and Connor, all said Portsmouth. I'm the only one who said Brum. I'm the only one, and I will take that. It's sort of the classic Portsmouth curse here that I pick against Portsmouth and then they win. What is equally as impressive is Portsmouth were 14-0 down at half and came back and won against. Sorry.
I think you have to take the Birmingham bet on the chin, because if all 4 of us have said Portsmouth for them to then get predictions like you would have expected in the time.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for it, but again, it's just more so like I feel like that sort of swap, that sort of changed. That win for Portsmouth has basically changed everything, because everyone's sort of, by everyone, I mean, you look around, obviously we've got a few more people in the sort of Uniball pundit circle now, which is nice. all of them were maybe a bit down on Portsmouth. Now, Jamie saying Rats, I can just send you a link, Jamie. It's not that deep. I could send you one right now, Jamie, if you want to come on. So we might have Jamie on, but then obviously if we have Jamie on, everything just explodes. And Jamie's from, I don't know where Jamie is now. He told me. I think he's in Qatar.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that sort of changes things now, because now Portsmouth, with the expectation that they'll beat Cardiff twice, Portsmouth are going to stay up, which is more what people predicted for them. So I think it's really that win puts a lot more gravitas on that Portsmouth Cardiff game than it already had. Especially
how do you think that news goes down in Cardiff?
Poorly. I think that news goes down. I mean, again, look, from what I heard out of the Cardiff SGS game is that the defense just were not there, but apparently the offense for Cardiff were surprising. So I do think that Portsmouth versus Cardiff is going to be a very interesting game.
That's and also their first non-shutout, if I'm right. Against
it's been a while.
Yes, or UE, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while for them. You got to take the little things here. I think it's going to be. I mean, let me see what the dates are, because obviously now I don't play anymore. My Sundays are freed up. So actually, I'll say this now: people in like the southwest region, if you want your game streamed, I might be able to help you out here, if they're not already being streamed, of course.
They play UE 19th of November.
When do they play Portsmouth?
They play Portsmouth in Portsmouth 12th of November.
When do they play them at home? They'll probably be on the other side of Jan, which is fine.
It's Super Bowl Sunday, Chris.
No. Well, maybe. It's quite a good game. If it is, sorry, Cardiff, if that goes down to a relegation battle, then I'll be messaging Cardiff, especially because I like Cardiff. It's not too far from the Gaff either. So, but for me, like that's the big score out of yesterday. Again, not much to talk about. Nottingham Gold, still very good. SGS, still very good. It's realistically going to be a case of sort of talking through some of the other games we got this week, because I know we have this sort of week one where it is just the Prem teams play like only 3 or 4 play, but then this week 2 is basically where everything just explodes, right? So we're going to go through them, because we are going to be joined by the president of the LJMU Fury, Tom Worrall, later on, which is good, because LJMU, again, we like LJMU, very funny team, but a very good team, and they're kicking off their season in explosive fashion. In fact, me and Dylan were talking before the start of this episode, saying if we're going to pick a game of the week, we'll announce it now. It's probably LJMU versus Leeds, because don't get me wrong, I like Leeds, and I've been accused of penis riding the Griffins, which is true. I will admit,
I've just looked. Manchester Raptors is also a good game.
It's a good game, but if I had the choice to go and see one, I'd go and watch LJMU versus Leeds.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's my thing. What game would I want to see? For me, like it was between them and Brunel Holloway. But for me, I think Leeds versus LJMU gets edge, only because I think that LJMU could win that. If they win that, I wouldn't be surprised. Which is why when it comes down to actually picking who, I might very well be swayed on whatever Tom says. So, imagine that.
He's the founder of Brit Talk as well, I'd argue. The Brit Bull sort of meme scene. I know is it Liverpool Raptors who are in charge of the Uniball?
No.
I took a guess with the amount of slander I got week 1.
No. Yeah, mate, but you just need to get a slander, mate. Someone makes a meme about you and Dylan just... Yeah, you say that, but you look at you and Glasgow. You two love a bit of memes nowadays, you two.
Yeah, no, the Glasgow...
What, you're the only 2 teams that did the Tennessee Titans? I thought more teams would do that.
You know what? I posted a teaser for it and they rushed me because immediately after I posted the teaser, they clocked what was going on, DM'd me, and then put theirs up first.
The worst part is even I called you a rat. I was like, mate, I was going to do that. You're such a little snake. We didn't. Sat here in a shirt and tie. Jamie, I've sent you the link. It's on Insta. So it's not. I haven't. Yeah, I'm just trying to have a chat. I'm trying to have a chat about uni ball and memes. But I'm definitely going to talk to Tom about memes. And obviously with Jamie on as well. LJMU versus Hull. It is going to be the meme bowl. I think that's next week. I believe. Is that right? I think it's next week. We've got the meme bowl. So I'm going to move out of the way. I'm going to move out of the way of last week's scores, just because I feel there's not there's not too much to talk about. The good teams are good. Portsmouth upset someone. That's it. I'm an idiot. I just need to stop picking against Portsmouth, but I probably will, especially because they've got the Pride this weekend. So what we've got this week, we're not going to do the predictions yet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I never thought this day would come that he would return, but he has returned.
Yes, the boys.
What time is it over there for you? This is the first international guest.
It's only 2 hours.
My first international guest. I never thought it'd be you. Never thought it'd be Jamie. I mean, I know Hull basically is a different country. So last year, if we
all took us there.
I've mellowed in my new career. Don't worry, I'm not here for beef. I'm here for insight into universe.
This man is in charge of primary school children now. That's what's ended up happening.
Yes,
the 10-year-olds of Qatar's futures lay on the back of Jamie's hill.
How is Qatar? I mean, that's the first one. So I saw you at the F1.
Sinking quickly.
Hot.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You're not over there establishing football teams. The Qatar Sharks, mate.
Not yet.
Not yet. Brilliant. I bet you. There's a Qatar American Football League. Probably.
There's a youth league. There's a youth league and there's a flag league for senior. And am I playing flag? Look at the size of me. I'm not playing that shit. And obviously, I'm not playing youth, am I? So.
Yeah, fair enough. Then there you go. Brilliant. Dylan's so offended he's gone.
See you later, Dylan.
So how much are you paying attention to? Obviously, you've left Hull now. They've got.
I know a reasonable amount, as much as I need to know to have an opinion on things. I won't be commenting too in depth about the Sharks.
No, don't. No, we're not. We're not here. We're not, because obviously, when everyone comes on the show, they're always going to have team, not secrets, but team information that you want to sort of keep on the low. I'm not going to come on here and start pressing people for information because it wouldn't work. But obviously,
I probably know more about other teams in the league than I do about Hull, to be honest. So,
well, you can spill it on them, man.
I'll wait until Big Tom's here.
Brilliant. So, again, mate, and this is just. I was just hoping meme bowl. Obviously, not this week. MMU face Hull in both of their first games of the season. I mean, for me personally, not looking good for the Sharks. That's what I said.
What I will say is, I believe that they will offensively at least be better. They've changed OC. They've changed OC. The new scheme, from what I've seen, is better, and I would say that there's a bit more logic behind the decisions that will get made. It'll be more difficult and less predictable. It'll be more difficult to play against and less predictable, I would say. I know that they've lost quite a few, but apparently they've had a really good intake. So,
are you going to say, by any chance, are you going to slag off the OC for the MMU Eagles? He's probably watching.
Oh no! As I said, I've mellowed now. I'm a relaxed guy.
Oh, one thing I can talk.
When he's here, I'll have him. But until then,
one thing I want to talk about.
Right, I need to get this out before viewers start streaming in. I need to get this out, right? Glasgow's president How has he been allowed to be a president after his actions last year?
Go on.
I sent them to you. This is a guy that posted the messages about the injury, and how is he the model citizen for a team? And that's when I saw that, I was like, hang on a minute.
There you go, Glasgow. He's coming on to Rids. Kwame's here. Oh, I don't know what Kwame's doing. Probably just you, Jamie, if we're honest. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be an interesting game. Again, I think that with with Scotland doing whatever it's doing, just
don't even start.
You fixed that UWS Pyros problem yet?
They've not.
No. Is the
I
answer.
think Aberdeen are going to have to play Sterling another time, I believe, is the way it's being done.
How surprised were you when that happened? Like, be honest.
You know what? I've got a far longer view on this. I genuinely don't. I know, obviously, it was like the sort of joke, but like Britball, I'm not sure it was ever big enough that we could warrant having multiple like teams in every city. I'm not being funny. In terms of growing the sport, that's like another university that's now not able to play, and that will have a knock-on effect to the Clyde Valley Blackhawks or whatever. But Glasgow's the biggest city in Scotland now. There's 4 unis there, and there's only one with a team. It's genuinely, it actually was quite sad to see, because they've been around and clinged on for so long. But like,
well, here's the thing. No, they haven't like completely dropped out. They're just not playing this year.
Yeah. Well, from what I've heard, they're planning that not. I don't know what Sunderland did. They're planning to come back next year.
No one knows what Sunderland. Honestly, like Sunderland, just I forget. They got York, haven't they? That game's going to be interesting just to see what Sunderland do. Like, no one knows what happened last year. It doesn't make sense. No. Beat Teesside 42-0, but the year before they were very good. So you can't really rank them anywhere high because of last year. But yeah, Hull Sharks get 1 star still. Heriot Watt get 3, I think, something like that.
Couldn't say.
Gloucestershire Gladiators get 5. No,
I don't. It was sad to see with UWS. I know they're trying to get a team back for next year, but that whole, it's so brutal throwing them into the division with Sterling. I'm not being funny. Like, when you actually say it out loud, UWS are in the same division as Sterling. And that is a team now that seems to be picking up their recruitment again, and they look like they're getting people from all sorts of places to come and play for them. And they're going to be in the same division as...
That sounds like a man who doesn't want to get hit by a former Prem level D tackle.
No man wants to get hit by a Prem level D tackle, Tebbs. I find willingly.
Point, mate. Yeah, very good.
I know. I'm trying to think. There were a few senior ball players for UWS. I don't know what the plan is for this year, but they had a game last year. They turned up. They had the heart, and to be fair, they turned up, I think, with 11 or 12 players. And it's a big ask to get from.
That's why I wasn't surprised. Like, if you look at some of the new BUCS regs, next year, you need at least 1 level 2 coach at a uni ball team. Now, the thing is that level 2 coaches, they're quite rare. Like, so like I think I understand, like, it is good to have that sort of level of responsibility there, but I think it's going to be difficult for some of these smaller clubs to be able to, keep a level 2 coach, especially when some coaches are doing it voluntarily. It's going to be.
Doesn't it all link into what they started last year with giving the free courses, and they said they were bringing the level 2s in, and I think it's level 2 in progress. So it's not that they have to have it; it's that they have to be working towards it. So if they're signed up for that year's level 2, so like the Sharks don't have a level 2, for example, but if Aiden said, if it was brought, like it has been brought in, and they say, well, but Aiden's doing it this time because he's head coach, whatever, then I think that works towards it. And because BUCS are paying for everyone to do it, there's not really an excuse.
There's such a huge disparity between the top and bottom right now, where Because we're saying there's not much of an excuse. You're still asking somebody who's not involved in a university to go on a course for the sake of the uni they're not at or studying at. Like, there's such a big sort of at the top. The sport looks massive right now. Like, you see UE's new roster, and they're making it look like a pro game. But then at the bottom, you're getting these, like, the real pressure. When the roster goes up, what was it next year? I know it's 22 this year.
18. No, it's not 22. No, sorry, it's 18
That's
this year.
18 on a game day.
22,
It's 22
next year.
signed up. So it'll be
Yeah.
more signed up next year. I know it's a signed up roster of 22 at the moment. And to ask a team to go from 14 to 22 players in a off season is a lot. And then even more the year after without playing a game.
It's one of those things where, like, it's some people obviously say, like, the classic when we sort of bring stuff up like this, especially recruitment, is just recruit better. You know, like sometimes the universities, like, they can't give you the resources because, for example, you've been a Div 2 side for, you know, a while, but you've still got people who want to play. But because I remember when I played at Lincoln, I think we faced Huddersfield and they had 22. You know, it does happen. Like even if you look at Imperial a couple of years ago against Portsmouth, not a big squad, but a good squad. You know, like it can be done that you can have lesser players.
We went to Teesside with 17 players. The game we won 82-0. We had 17 players. Like, you right, Lindsay? We had 17 players when we went to Teesside. It's like we now would have had to forfeit that game.
Yeah.
Like, and that's mental to think about because it's a game we won very well.
But the thing is, though, is that I do sort of agree that you know, having 22 players should be the bare minimum. Like you should be able to sort of at least have an idea that you don't have to play everyone, but not everyone both ways. People don't have to play both ways. Obviously, that'd be difficult to have like one person for each position.
But it's such a tough ask of like when you talk about different sort of universities, in particular, as I say, because it's going so big to top. You get these small unis like UWS. There's a fourth university in Edinburgh, Queen Margaret's, and I think they had 4 or 5 lads who used to play for the old Edinburgh team when that was a thing. In the same way, I'm like in Glasgow with had lads from Strathclyde, Caledonia, and now UWS. Even Heriot 1, I think there's less than 2,000 sports union members in the entirety of Heriot 1.
Jeez. It's so strange because like obviously like there's so much again like Heriot Watt was sort of, you know, sorry to say it's like for me anyway, floating below the radar, and it was Napier. They are the one, and obviously to have like a smaller uni come up, you know, it's sort of the same. It's not sort of the same with Gloucester, but you know, it's a smaller uni, but you know,
there's a few things that have to go right. We've got a very good coaching staff in.
Yeah.
At the same time, we had a good recruitment year, and then it's like Napier, for example, they get a lot of lads going from their youth program, and then I think we spoke about last week picking their university based on football. But that's always sort of been built up from the ground. But even then, it's not a prem setup. Like it's
Jamie, what are your thoughts on that? Like people now, or the potential for people to be picking their university based on the football team, or do you think, or like our sort of argument was, is the sport big enough for decisions like that to even be considered?
It depends at the level you're playing at. If you're an academy level, like NFL academy level, and you're going right, I need to go uni in England for whatever reason, but I'm at a high enough level that I want to play at a high level. It makes sense to say, right, I'm going to Notts or I'm going to UE because whatever reason, or going to Durham, and you can use them, but they're also good unis.
But in that case, you're probably not going pro with it, are you? Like, realistically, if you're in the NFL Academy and you're going in the UK, look, you know what? I'll take it all back. The moment a UK university football player gets to the NFL, fair play. But
what do you mean? There already is one. F.A. Abada started at the Kingston Cougars. Like, he started at Kingston.
He started at Kingston.
Yeah.
Fair play. Then I'll take it back. But I don't think it's not like I think Seb said last week in terms of making money off playing American football. I don't. it's sort of people who could go to a better uni and don't because of sport. I don't really agree with, but
depends what you're going to uni for at the end of the day as well. Because if you're going to uni, yes, you're going for a degree, but if you're going, well, I'm going to do what I'm doing, but I want to have a fun time. I want to be like I could say, right, I'm not going, never going to, but hypothetically, you could say, oh, well, if I wanted the best education, I'd go to King's or Oxford or whatever, but I wouldn't enjoy myself there. I'd fucking hate it. So then you look at the options of what you're going to do, and you need to try and find that middle ground. And obviously, if you're saying I want to, it's not even about going pro, but if you're like really good at American football because you've played throughout youth and whatever, and you're saying I'm going to uni because I know what I want to do at the end of my course, and you're really good, you're not going to really just go, well, I'm going to go to the best one because the team might be shit, and you're just going to go, it's not going to be fun. Or you're not going to go to a uni where they don't have a team, because if that's what your life is outside of it, you need to be able to enjoy it.
It's so strange because sometimes I don't even consider that there are like very good universities that just don't have a football team. It's so easy to be caught up in sort of like this bubble of uni ball that all the teams that are all the universities that exist have a team, but it's not the case, obviously. So, I mean, to be fair, I was about to make a point for Gloucestershire, but then it was the only place that's said that they could do a PhD, so that's why I chose it. But obviously, I was in touch with the coaching staff beforehand, but that's different because it wasn't really a choice. But yeah, so Martin's got, going back to the rules. The rule change about minimum number of players and coaches also applies to BUCS. Minimums are 8 and 2 level 1s. Yeah, there you go. I think that's for this year.
I think that's on a game day though. I believe it's 22 on the roster signed up.
Yeah,
I think that's.
I remember having that conversation at the conference because I posed the question of if you had a squad of 35, but there's 1 week where it's mental and everyone's away and you've got like 19, and because it was when they were talking about going higher. And I said, I was like, but if your team agrees and both teams agree to it, could you go with 19? Like, it's not saying that it's going to be a weekly thing, but if you 1 week had to, would it be allowed? And they were like, we never really got an answer. It was kind of like, well, you could go with it, but then if you lost, they could turn around and say you haven't got the right amount of players.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand how having less players would benefit, that would be a negative impact on the other team. So I don't know why anyone would complain, but
It could be a situation such as like Harriet Watt, where, come in with how many? 17, you say?
That was the day before exams started.
Yeah.
We weren't able to get a change of date because English exams are in January and it was their away game. So effectively, we just had to hold it and do a 3.5 hour bus journey the day before exams with people who were willing to come. And yeah.
That's fair. Again, people who do university and watch this, education first, football second. As much as this show may not sometimes say that or feel that way, that is the consensus. There you go. There you go. Martin again commenting. If minimum numbers not met, then the refs just walk away. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like that's it. But I do think that next year we are going to have a couple of. Probably. I imagine it comes out.
You imagine it was your home game and the other team don't bring enough people, or
I do also think that there's a bit more politics to it as well, and people might say this is wrong, but I think that they're wanting to get rid of teams that are calling off games and saying they don't have enough numbers. So they're saying, let's make it so you've got to have more numbers from the start, or you're out of the league for the year.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's a large amount to do with it as well, because they don't like what's been happening.
Because
walkover season in week 7 this year is going to be horrendous, because all sort of small teams who struggle but play every year are going to get a few injuries here and there, and that 18 will catch up on people very quick. We had a squad of 25 last year.
Is that December 10th?
It'll be around then, I reckon. Maybe even earlier, December 3rd.
because I know that December 3rd, and they've got games on December 10th as well. I think that December 10th day, we might as well just be sitting here with the graphic already made, just ready to pop teams' logos in and say, "Well, this game's been postponed." But yeah, Lindsay, I've retired now. I'm done. There you go.
Rip.
There you go. Rip my career. Where you know what it is? I shouldn't have played that many games. I played too many games last year and hurt my knee. That's not what happened. Cool. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce Tom from the LJMU Fury. So, someone that a team that has done very, very well for themselves, both on the field and on social media. They've got leads this week. Obviously, Jamie wants to talk to him. Just hang on. Just hold on to your seats.
Oh, I won't be beefing him. Tom, right, Tom, go away. You said you were putting a shirt and tie on. Go away.
What?
You said you were putting a shirt and tie on.
Oh, I couldn't find a shirt. I'm sorry, mate.
Oh,
I got the ties.
I didn't realise they were going to put on shirts and ties, everyone. So, by the way, this isn't just.
Tie if I need it.
There you go.
He's Dylan's already.
You're being overwhelmed by Northerners right now, Tebbs.
Oh yeah, bro. Fantastic. So,
I
Tom,
noticed.
first of all, no, I'm doing questions. You can ask me a second. Tom, how are you? How was the off season? What's it all looking like?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, off season was a bit intense for me. I was playing in Germany over the summer, so then I came back and there was a bit of work to do for the Fury. So took a lot on, lot of things to sort out, lot of training to do. But I think we're on the right track now, thankfully.
So, basically, where do you want to start with the memes, or do you want to start with actual football first? Because
start with the memes, because then we can get onto the football and the predictions and stuff later. I'm up for that.
Perfect. So, obviously,
LJMU.
So, obviously, LJMU last year was, phenomenal at it. Very much. There were a few teams that were obviously Hull being one of them. Personally, I think Cardiff had a few. I still find the implosion post funny where they said poo instead of lion, but just basically, how's that come about? And how much trust do you, obviously as a president, place into your social media marketing sector? I don't know what they're called for you guys.
I mean, we have our own designated. I mean, the way LJMU does it is we have the main positions, so president, team captain, secretary, all that sort of stuff, and then we sort of have our own extended committee, unofficial, if you like. So we have actual designated people for social media. So that was what I was last year. So I wasn't on the official committee. I was just the social media manager. Hence why I had so much time to make TikToks. But we've got a few people doing it this year as well. I still chip in with the TikToks when I can as well, though.
Okay, how much impact how much influence do you have over these new people? Is it going to be this? Is there going to be a loss of quality? Is it going to be as funny as last year?
Oh, well, I mean, I posted one for the first time in a while the other day about UE bullets, and that blew up. So I've still got it. Do you know what I mean? I haven't lost it. So. But yeah, no, it's about finding the line in it, because I know there was a few things last year where, guests on your show were saying that the SU were going to find it and stuff like that. But you have to find the right balance, I think. And I think, in fact, I'd say the opposite of it. The RSU is so supportive of our social media and stuff, because at the end of the day, our TikTok, you get people coming up to you from other societies and they're like, "Oh, watch the Fury TikTok." You get rookies turning up that had decided to go to LJMU. They weren't into American football and they'd seen the TikTok before. So at the end of the day, because we're still growing the game in England, right? So it's putting people in pads, and that's what we want. We want more people taking the game up, and I think that's at the end of the day, TikToks like ours, Hull's, Cardiff, I know Birmingham have a good one as well. It's just putting more people in pads, getting more eyes on the sport, getting more people noticing it. And I really don't see how that can be a bad thing. And that's kind of what I was getting at last year with the TikToks, when I was sort of, rebuffing against some of the things that were said on air. But, it's putting people in pads, and that's what we want. We've got our biggest roster ever. I'm not saying that's all down to the TikTok, but it definitely, it won't hinder it. It won't hinder the participation.
So do you think that there is a space for teams sort of to embrace because sometimes I just feel British American football, not just Uniball, is still very stuck in the mud. Yeah. And you're definitely one of the teams that sort of have embraced social media a bit more. Do you think there's a space for even like Division 2 teams to sort of just give it a go, just for like one season, just to see if being funny works.
What in terms of like leveling up the social media?
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like it just takes a certain level of, maybe if that's just delegating, if these universities want to get like a decent sort of like number on TikTok, just setting one person to it so they don't have like other roles and stuff, because that's what we found worked for us. Like we had an official 6 committee, but a wider committee of 12, and it meant that all the little jobs got done, and that's why I had so much time to sort of post on the TikTok every day for like 2 years, if that makes sense. Like I had so much time with it because I had that time, and I think that's the one thing I'm missing a little bit about being Prez, is that like my only responsibility last year was that TikTok. I'm winning games, but mainly the TikTok.
So, Jamie, Dylan, anything?
Jamie.
I really thought, you know what?
Yeah.
When you said that, then I thought you were slandering Jamie because he finished with winning games as well, and you just went Jamie.
Oh no! I was waiting for Jamie to start grilling me about this season. That's all I was.
I have no beef with LJMU. I think that they're my beef. And even I say my beef, my retired beef was always with Leeds because they're boring. I stand by that they're boring, but I'm not beefing them. But yeah, there we go.
See if you can get a flight for the game on Sunday, Jamie.
Oh God, no, we're back in school on Sunday. Half term's over then. No room for that. I think we need to go, but I think we need to rewind, because as me and Dylan were speaking before, no, it wasn't. I'm chatting shit. It wasn't. Oh, was it Dylan? Yeah, it was Dylan. We were having a conversation, and we were saying about how it seems a bit of a strange decision to have a scrimmage with a team in your own division pre-season. Like, what's the thought process behind that? How did it go, and how did it end?
What are you trying to get at there, Jamie?
Yeah, I know this was initially Scotland this year because everyone's in the same division, so I'm not sure if anyone's actually.
To be fair, I was going to ask you about that. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, those Scottish teams must not have any pre-season at all.
No, we're just battering each other right now. It's quite fun, but we've not got like I'm not sure if any of the teams are doing a proper scrimmage. So week 1 could be a whirlwind of welcome to the sport.
Glasgow went against the seniors, didn't they?
Oh, they did. You're right. Yeah. Glasgow went against seniors, but I genuinely think that might be it. No one else is willing to play their own division pre-season. Never mind the derby.
I think when it comes, yeah, you could say that. When it comes to us, I think because both sort of teams are so like intertwined, because like both of them are kind of feeder teams for like Merseyside Nighthawks in the Prem, if that makes sense. So a lot of their coaches coach at us, and then a lot of like Nighthawks coaches coach at Raptors. So both teams kind of have like, all the coaches know each other because they all play for Nighthawks. So I think it's I mean, I can't speak for before I was at uni, but my understanding of it is that sort of like pre-season practice with / against each other has just always been done that way. Like it's been that way since I was in first year, and the thing is, it's only strange now because we're in the same division. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think when we sort of spoke about it and whether we should do it this year, I think because it had always been done, I think because it's so easy to set up, because I don't know if you guys have tried to like sort pre-season scrimmages or anything like that or games, but
certainly have. It's hell on earth.
Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. So the fact that we're about 10 minutes away from each other, do you know what I mean? It kind of, it's for convenience more than anything. And I'm a huge fan of the scrimmages that we do. To be honest, I'm really in favour of them, because the mistakes that we made against Edge Hill last week and Raptors yesterday, you kind of hope that sort of gets out of the system a bit, so we're not making them same mistakes against Leeds. You know what I mean? So it kind of addresses, because a lot of new pieces on both sides of the ball for us this year. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just people that have never put pads on before, weeding them sort of like mistakes out before we get to the first game, because at the end of the day, right, you've seen the power rankings and the predictions and stuff. We're under no illusion that Leeds are, they're an amazing team at the end of the day. So we're gonna have to bring it all at the weekend. Like you said, it might be the game of the week, I don't know, but Leeds are going to be there for the taking. Do you know what I mean? You can't afford to be making silly mistakes because they're just going to punish us on Sunday. So I'm kind of hoping that the mistakes that we made over the last 2 weeks in the scrimmages is why we have the scrimmages, is to sort of get them out of the system, basically. So we'll see what happens this weekend.
Have you done 2 back-to-back scrimmages before, 2 back-to-back games?
Yeah, we did Edgehill last week and then Raptors yesterday. So we've got Leeds this week coming. I think it's Tyrant, smash the Tyrants a week after that. So we've 4 games on the bounce. So the thing is, it just keeps us in the flow as well. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's impressive. You set yourself. Fury don't mess around. So obviously, you know, we've got like the double derby in Northern one with Manchester, MMU, and then Liverpool now. Like, obviously, you don't have to get too in depth with it because I don't want you to like sort of give away anything for Liverpool. But just how do you feel about sort of their, you know, not historic journey, but it feels that way up to Division 1? That basically, is it like, obviously, did you see it come in? And then what do you think about like the Raptors finally being able to come up here back to back Div 2 North champs?
Well, I mean, I thought Raptors were going to come up last year. When we played them in the scrimmage and stuff, I thought they were going to be able to pull it off. And I think they did lose one game against MMU quite early on, and that's what cost them in the end. So, to be honest, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, it always felt like a bit of an inevitability. Do you know what I mean? Because they have some really talented players at Raptors, and you know they've had some of the best players that I've ever played against, and some of them have left at the end of last year. Do you know what I mean? So it's a shame that we'll never get to like play against them in Div 1 as well. Do you know what I mean? But you know, they're a great side, and it'll be 2 really good, interesting games from what happened at the scrimmage yesterday, as Jamie was sort of implying.
I think Raptors this year are going to go and win the Div 2 championship for the 3rd time in a row.
Yeah, you said this.
I don't know how, but they'll find a way. Somehow, somewhere.
Mate, we're going to get to April, and then they're going to be like, we're cashing in money in the bank on the Div 2 North. It's like, no, Liverpool.
I think Div 2 this year, and I know we'll get onto the predictions fairly shortly, but I think Div 2 this year is all about Sabres for me, Sheffield Sabres. I can't believe that. And I mean, to be honest, right, I'll be honest, my knowledge of sort of Div 1, Div 2 is sort of limited to like the North, right, and who we've played against, but it just felt like Sheffield Sabres were too good to go down. Like I don't know what happened to MMU after, because we played them twice, we beat them twice, right? It felt like MMU were down by Christmas. I don't know what happened at the end of the season for them to stay up and Sabres to go down. Like fair play to MMU Eagles, you know what I mean? Connor pulled off a little miracle, but I just can't believe Sheffield Sabres is going to be in Div 2 because they are a brilliant side as well.
I'm fairly certain that everyone last week, because I think we did, it was them and you clan, but they were just like sort of the consensus pick. And even if you look at sort of the other Uniball content guys who've popped up this year, all of them as well, Sheffield. And you know, I do agree. For me, it feels like, from a down south perspective, for me it feels like the Brighton Panthers have got sort of the same sort of energy that, like, if they don't go up, it's going to be very, very, very surprising. Sort of blend memes and football. Are you gonna, you know, just renounce presidency for a week, go back to social media when it comes the time for the LJMU Fury versus the Hull Sharks?
I mean, to be honest, when I say we've got like a social media person, this year we've only got one, and it's the guy who kind of does like the Instagram graphics. So me and him are kind of sharing responsibility of the TikTok. So I'm still involved when I've got time. Do you know what I mean? So if something needs to be said on the TikTok, it'll get said on the TikTok. You don't have to worry about that.
And unfortunately, I would ask Jamie if the Hull going to bring any pressure, but I forget that. Sometimes I forget that he is, you know, hours away on a flight from sunny Hull.
I would like to think that they'll get it up and running. There's been some questions that have been alarmed to me where I'm like, well, the social media seems to be. It looks better. I agree.
It does,
it does look better. So that's no knock on them. I think it does look good, but it seems lacking. We haven't even had committee introductions yet, and we're going into week 1 of the season next week, and these kinds of things. So I'm like, the Instagram, the TikTok, that I've seen come on the Sharks aren't quite the same level as they've been in the past. It's the same guy doing it, so it's not like someone else has taken over. I was
going to say what you're trying to say there, Jamie.
I was going to say, Jamie texted me earlier being like, nah, I'm not going to say anything about today. I'm keeping quiet.
I'm talking about Hull here, not LJMU.
Like, I know, you texted me like, I'm not going to say anything about Hull. You know, I'm keeping on.
I'm trying to keep it. Yeah, I do have some quiet optimism about them this year.
You heard it here. Get it on the runner, Tebbs. Write that down. Get a time. Date.
I have some bit of silence, quiet optimism about the whole show.
Yeah.
Honestly, mate, we hook you up to a lie detector test. You're not passing it from that answer. I'm just telling you now.
I do think, as I say, I do stand by what I said in that the offense should be better. If they score a touchdown a game, they're better. But I do genuinely believe with Mikey taking over as OC, I genuinely believe that, and from everything I've seen and from what I've heard, the offense does look a lot better than it was. And that was a large amount of the problems, as we can also. I'm not sparking that debate off because, as we know, it all kicked off last year because of it. But I am still of the belief that that was a large amount of the problems. However, I do also know that they have defensively don't have the largest depth from returners. Again, as I'll keep on saying, apparently they've had a good intake. I don't know. I've not seen it, but.
That's the thing in it with Uniball. Like, you don't know who's going to pick up who because
exactly.
I think when it comes with the Fury, like I remember in my first year, we won one game against Sheffield Sabres. We drew with someone I can't remember, and we lost the rest of the games. And God knows how we stayed up, like some miracle because Derby Braves lost all theirs. But then we came back for the second year, and you pick up a few people that you weren't expected to pick up. No, like recruitment or anything like that. Just people we like gradually picked up just that have signed up to go to the uni, and then suddenly we're a different team. We came second and we're in the playoffs. Do you know what I mean? So you can never really write off teams, and that's why I don't envy you lot when you make these predictions because it's like you just don't know if someone's picked up a gem. Do you know what I mean? Like we picked up you last year,
mate. When I first came on this podcast, I think I picked the Brighton Panthers and Bristol by miracle and got them right. And I'll tell you what, I just thought Brighton Panthers badge was really cool. There's a few others that are like that. Fury, great name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I was so underspoken.
It is difficult. It is difficult when you first get into it. Like when, especially like week 2 more so. Like there's going to be some upsets. We're going to do some predictions, and just what we're going to pick someone, and they're going to get blown out, and we're going to be like, oh, okay. You know, for example, like, let's say Brighton versus Chichester. I don't think this will happen, but like if Chichester win, we're all going to be like, oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
So and then basically everything then changes. So my last football question for you, Tom, is do you how important do you think that game on the 28th of January is going to be for this season against Leeds? Oh, sorry, not 28th of. I'm reading a different thing.
Home on 28th of January.
Yeah, how important do you think the second game is going to be? Because as far as I'm concerned, like it's, I personally don't think that there's going to be too much difference between LJMU and Leeds. I think Sunday, you know, me and Dylan have already said this game of the week, like that game. If they did NFL scheduling, it'd be the prime time 1 o'clock game. 100%. But do you feel as though it's going to come down that close to that second meeting between you and the Griffins?
Well, firstly, the thing that I would say is, and it sounds like I'm sitting on the fence, but genuinely, like, what I would say is that a lot of the things that I've seen on Sports Tank and stuff, it's quite like Leeds, LJMU. But there's some teams in that division where, like Tyrants, we beat Tyrants at the end of last year, Manchester Tyrants. But it was like, it felt like if they had a few players back that had been injured, they could have easily won that game. Like Tyrants have some fantastic players. And I'm guessing you guys keep up with recruitment. They've recruited a load of players as well. So Tyrants, I wouldn't rule Tyrants out. MMU,
they beat you first time round, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. And MMU could, I don't know, they could beat an NFL team the way they played at the end of the second half of last season. God knows what happened there. And then you got Raptors. You know what I mean? Raptors are a quality team. They went undefeated last year. They could easily cause a threat. And then you've got Hull as well. So I don't think you can really rule anything out with that division. I don't think it's as clear cut as who wins out of us and Leeds will win the division. I don't know. I'm more wary of the rest of the teams, if that makes sense. Like I don't think it's as clear cut as that. But I think that will be. It's a key game for us. I think this Sunday's, it'll be a good test of where we're at coming up against a good team like Leeds as well. You know, we're currently preparing for that. I mean, they look so strong, like offensively. Not that they don't defensively, but some of the plays offensively from Leeds, you just think like, okay, this is going to be a test. But that's what you want, and you want to play in these sort of games. So I'm really looking forward to the weekend. But I'm hoping that that end of the season game will be more of a test of where we're both at the end of the season, and hopefully it'll have a decent effect for us anyway.
I think it'll be really telling as well, because obviously all of last year the whole talk was Leeds are good, but they're playing in a wash division with shite. Like I said that. I was in it, and I said that.
He did. Yeah.
And
that's
then
true.
it was kind of like, how far are they going to go in the playoffs because of that? Playoff football. Anything can happen. So I think that'll be the telling thing when the division is stronger. Like unanimously, no one will disagree. The division is stronger this year than they were in last year. I personally don't think it will be as close as people think. I think that Leeds will walk it, and it does pain me to say that. I think it'll be close in the middle. I think Leeds will piss the entire thing. I think they'll be playing Prem next year. They've lost something like 2 players. They've lost like 2 players. They've still got like what I remember as their best players. They've had, from what I've heard, a ridiculous recruitment to the point where they don't have enough kit for all of their players. Like, I just can't see it not happening. And I think they kind of need it. After last year, they need to go up. And if they don't, it's like, I think they would be disappointed in that, rather than last year. It was like, right, it's our first year back down. Let's settle in. Let's see how far we can go. This year, I think it is a promotion or bust.
So do you reckon they're going to be, well, LJMU, Manchester, Liverpool, but then also Sterling and Sheffield Hallam?
Yeah.
Fair play. Right.
It's as simple as that. I mean, I don't think Hallam's winning the div this year, but
Hallam.
I don't think Hallam are winning their div. I don't think Hallam are winning Midlands 1.
Who do you reckon's winning Midlands 1?
Wait, what was that, Tom? What was that?
I've had some right pastings off Hallam in my uni ball career. Do you know what I mean? I'd never write them off.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, it's I know who Hallam have lost. I know that they'll get people in. I know some of the coaches that have gone, but for me, like NTU, they've been waiting for a Loughborough division, and as far as I'm concerned, like Midlands 1 is the Renegades before it's anyone else's, and that includes the Warriors. Yeah, but we'll get.
When do they play? When do those 2 teams play?
Oh, what a good question, Dylan. You're probably on sports. I think you can look it up.
My job.
Oh, I might go and stream that game. I can now. I'm retired. And by that I mean I'm definitely going to.
I think Sharks LJMU need streaming, just for the simple fact of the interviews and stuff. Should
do a TikTok live, Jamie. Just do it. You can do it on I was going to say, you can't stream it on YouTube.
Everyone stop. Wait, when's it in Hull?
When's it in Hull? I don't know. Tom will have a better idea than that.
I think we only have one game this year, and it's in Hull.
NTU Hallam is 3rd of December, 21st of January.
Right.
Yeah, I can do that. NTU and Hallam. Check your DMs later. But we're going to get on to actual scores now. Actual predictions, sorry. We're going to start, and I did say to Tom, and Tom will join us. Obviously, Tom, you don't have to pick your game. To be fair, Raptors versus Fury. Yes, yeah. Chayton,
I appreciate we've got a show to run, but can we just go back to this scrimmage? Because I've heard rumours that stuff happened, and we haven't heard anything from Tom. People in the comments are saying tasty ending, tasty little scrimmage, and it's like, you can't come with it and then not give us a bit of a story.
They're putting the knife in my back. That's what they're doing. I thought I got away with that one, but no. I mean, you know how it is. It's a contact sport, and things can get a bit chippy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I won't go into too much detail because I've spoke to their president, and I think it'd be a bit of a disrespect, to be honest. And I'm trying to not get myself in trouble at the same time, but yeah, you could say it did get a bit chippy. Yeah,
that's a good presidential answer, and I will say we are going to have Aaron on from Liverpool Raptors at some point. we are going to have him on, which is nice. He's a nice guy. Everyone's got it. So we are going to get into the predictions. First big week of the season. First actual games, not just 3. Even though they were good games, 3. So going to start it off in the Premiership with the SGS Pride versus the Portsmouth Destroyers. Dylan, what are you thinking?
SGS.
You're boring. Back them the whole way.
No. I backed them last week. You didn't post it out of fear, and then...
Right. Jamie, Tom,
SGS.
I don't know which one you want.
Yeah, I'll have SGS as well.
Perfect. Full line for SGS. Loughborough versus Newcastle. I think after last week, got to go Loughborough as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I think this could be a relegation match already, and it's only week 2. And
Yeah.
I genuinely think the loser of this could go down, because I didn't have much faith in Durham, but then obviously the Sharks were there, so I've heard quite a lot about Durham, and they look a lot better than they were last year, apparently. But I think Loughborough just beat them.
Yeah, that is a bit of a tough one, to be honest. I reckon I'll have Loughborough, though. I think just about. I reckon it'll be quite a close game.
And then the probably the best Prem match of the week is going to be Beckett versus Durham. I'm going to keep picking the favourites like a real piece of real boring man. LBC.
Same.
I'm going Durham. I have faith after what I've heard.
Jesus Christ.
I've got more faith in
Yeah.
Durham
Do you know what,
than
Jamie? You've convinced me.
That's
Just
rogue. You two are rogue.
Last week, and again, this might be blind optimism. And I have played with a couple of the Beckett players, so that's a bit of a stab in the back for them. But
is blind optimism better or worse than quiet optimism?
No comment.
What? No comment. Okay, moving on to good old Dylan's division, Glasgow versus Edinburgh. I'm going
Which
Glasgow
Edinburgh is
personally. Reg, Mavericks.
I'm going no comment. I feel like I know.
Fine.
I'm going to go Glasgow just because of the scrimmage with adults. I think it'll prepare him a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll take Glasgow as well.
Okay, Manchester again. Tom, you don't have to do this one if you don't want.
Yeah,
Manchester Tyrants versus Liverpool.
Raptors.
Liverpool. Yes.
Manchester.
Works for me.
Do you know what? I'll take Raptors. I'll go Raptors.
Bloody hell. Manchester Tyrants. Manchester Tyrants are not going to be happy with us.
I said Manchester.
Only because their game was a bit of stick on TikTok last year for no reason, and then we beat them. So I think
Scoreboard.
Okay.
Scoreboard. Yeah, you remember that one, don't you?
Scoreboard.
Came back to that.
Okay, the MMU Eagles versus the Hull Sharks. MMU, but okay.
Go on, Dylan.
I'm going to go MMU. It's much I'd love to erase comment publicly.
I'm not even going to ask you, Jamie, because there's no point. Tom?
No, so now I am going to go with Sharks on the basis of I think genuinely, I think MMU come in and take them lightly and then get beat. Like in a really, really scrappy 3-0.
Only because of how much you played them down.
It might all be a plan.
That is massive.
I'll have MMU.
It was either don't say anything or vote for him. I couldn't go against him.
Now this is where we get to annoy the guest of the show. We get to annoy Tom because it's LJMU versus Leeds. I sort of do want to pick LJMU, and it's not even, but I feel like it is going to be Leeds too.
I will go Fury. Not Tom's here. You very quietly glossed over the fact he was playing in Germany for the summer, and isn't there another lad you've had recruited who plays some sort of pro league and stuff. I'm going LJMU.
Yeah.
Did you not know
The
about the
other
rest of their
guy
interior line?
You what?
Ask about the rest of the interior on the line. It's not just him.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Listen, as a quarterback, I respect that greatly. I'm going LJMU.
I would love to go LJMU, but I just can't do it. I think it'll be close. I do think it'll be a close game, this one, because I think that Leeds, if I'm looking at last year, Leeds had a bit of a slower start. They were still good. That's not saying that they were shit. But they had a bit of a slower start. It took them a little bit longer to get going. And I think the same thing will happen, but I think they'll still just be a little bit too good.
Wait, Jay, I'm going to have a look at how much Leeds beat you by in the first game last year.
Brilliant. Okay, Coventry Jets versus the Warwick Wolves.
What score was it at half-time, Dylan?
48-0 it finished.
What score was it at half-time?
I don't know.
It was 0-0. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was 7-0. It was 7-0 at half-time. That's all. That's all we'll go with.
It's mad because they don't just play halves of football. Otherwise, there'd probably be some great teams out there. Brum would be undefeated.
We only played halves of football when he got relegated.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, moving on to Midlands 1. It's Warwick versus Coventry. Warwick, easy. Sorry, Coventry.
I'm going Cov. The Cov resurgence.
You're ruining the sanctity of my picks by doing this. Dylan,
wait until we get to Div 2.
I'll go Warwick as well.
Jesus.
Yeah, go on, I'll have Warwick.
Can't believe that. NTU versus Leicester. That's easy for me. I'm on the NTU train. I'm on NTU's dick this season. I'm on their dick this season.
Leicester.
Done. You're an idiot. Just because they beat you by a walkover, mate.
They had 63 people turn up to games last year at points, without. They had 10 people. They had a 10-man chain crew. Do you know how ridiculous that is in Britball?
10-man chain crew.
They had 10 people to help out on the sideline, not playing on a game day that turned up. Just nah. I'm going.
Yeah, but you're making it sound there were 10 people carrying around the down markers.
One for each link in the chain.
Yeah.
One for each yard.
That's it. They have people standing at yard intervals, mate. Yeah, brilliant. Tom, who have you got?
Oh, yeah, I'll have NTU.
Okay, now all of you Northern lot, you're not gonna. I know Dylan won't understand any of these. He probably doesn't know where any of these teams are. QMBL versus KCL.
That's not a real place.
But what is a QNBL?
Queen Mary. I don't know what the B is.
What actually is it? Barts? Is it that one? Queen Mary Barts, London.
I'm going KCL anyway because one of my housemates from last year is there now. Doesn't even play, but he's there now. So
I'll go KCL.
Yeah, KCL.
KCL have quite a few Kent Exiles players as well, and I know Kent Exiles are shit, but it's still a high standard that they're playing at. So
brilliant.
He's just asking to be on everyone's TikTok on Monday morning.
He is, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's all that matters. KCL will do it. Although I don't think QMBL will do it.
Is anyone in here disagreeing that Kent Exiles are shit?
Kent Exiles are shit. That is true.
There we go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean they are. Essex Blades versus Kent Falcons. Dylan's going to go Essex. I can feel it because he's an idiot.
I was going to go Essex just because I don't know anything about either. It's the only logo I can remember on my head, off the top of my head. I don't know who the other one is, so I'm going to go Essex.
I feel like this bit me on the ass last year, though, going against Kent.
Yeah, I'll have Kent, mate.
I've got Kent.
I'll go Kent.
I've got Kent winning the div, so I'm happy with that. Southampton.
What did I say?
You said Essex. That's why I think you should pick Essex. So the game that is going to be live streamed.
Oh, I'm going Essex.
Brilliant. Oh, let me just scribble that out, you melon. So the game that is going to be live streamed this week on Sport Tank is going to be a replay of the first ever game that we live streamed. That is the Southampton Stags versus the Bristol Barracuda. Bristol
Barracuda.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, I'll go with Bristol.
Yeah. I'll have Bristol, and I love that name, by the way, Barracuda. Big fan of that.
Great name.
Fantastic.
Because it's got to be Bristol because they had a media day and they were taking photos like that, so it'd be embarrassing if they didn't.
Brilliant. Okay.
You can't win game week 1 after you've taken them and posted them.
The Sheffield hell of a ton of media day, I think, as well.
Yeah,
I have no issue with media days, but I feel like they should be held behind the scenes and used for graphics and not posted the raw images like that.
I'm going to exclusively real. I think there was a player or two whose main motivation going into our Aberdeen game last year was because they released a Smokey video and the quarterback said, "Bulls country, let's ride."
He did, yeah. That was bad. Yeah. not ideal for him.
Our running back. Our running back must have played that to himself a dozen times on the bus stop.
So the Bournemouth Uni Bobcats versus the Bar Killer Bees. Bournemouth.
Love to say Bath, but it's Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth. I do like Bath Killer Bees name as well. That rolls off the tongue quite well, actually.
Worst ways, I've got a Bath Killer Bees shirt somewhere over there. Despite awful. And then
did you wear that after the walkover, or?
No, I bought it. Oh, if you look, mate, I'm wearing a Swansea Titans shirt, and we play them in January. So
I've got a Bangor Mud Dogs hoodie in the back.
Oh, I've got a friend of mine bought some pads from someone who played at LJMU. I've got an LJMU shirt, but it's like a medium. I don't know where it is. I tried to find it for today, but I've got a run.
How are we making the rundown even nerdier? What is happening?
I've got a run LJMU shirt now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm part of the squad, mate. Be part of a winning squad for once.
Don't worry about it. If we beat Leeds on Sunday, you got to stick it on Monday, and I'll come back on.
Brilliant. I'll just have it
Tebbs to unretire.
Huh?
Tebbs to unretire.
And mate,
rip the black ties off.
Give me a master's degree, anyone? No. Okay, so we're going to have the southern return of the Brunel Burners versus the Royal Holloway Bears. SJ somewhere crying, I think.
Royal Holloway Bears.
SJ
Unbelievable.
He's not here. He's having...
The Holloway Bears are going to do it.
SJ's having dinner with his dad and granddad, and that's why he couldn't go on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just said that he wasn't here, but...
He got the entire thing moved forward 2 hours for his sake.
Yes,
to then cancel half an hour before. I'm going to throw that out.
It is true. That is what happened. Not to throw him under the bus, but that is genuinely what happened. Jamie, Holloway or Brunel? Just go Holloway because he messed up my phone.
I'm going to go Brunel. I do like Holloway's logo. I think it looks quite cool, but I'm going to go out Brunel.
It's definitely Holloway. Omniscient Jones said so. I'm going Holloway. I'm going to die on this hill.
Nah, I'm going to go Brunel. Sorry, guys.
Well, I'm picking Brunel because...
Give me a Glenn recruitment card on Holloway, and we'll see what we're saying then.
Right, we need to get into God's division now. I'm going to try and get through these relatively quickly. Everyone's favourite team, the Bangor Mud Dogs versus the Staffordshire Stallions.
I'm dying on my Bangor Mud Dog sword, and I think they're going to get the first win this year. It might not be this week, but I'm going to go from every week so I can say I was right. I think they're getting the first win.
Jamie,
the North Welsh are going to be victorious for the first time ever.
Oh my good lord!
It might not be this week, but they're going to get a win this year.
Have you two genuinely just picked Bangor? I think Bangor.
Yes, we have.
I think
Bangor as well.
Fucking arseholes, a lot of you.
I believe in North Wales.
We're sharing a ground with them this year. They're coming up to Liverpool to play their home game, so I'll watch the game as well. So I'm going Bangor all the way, mate.
It's like an hour 40.
Yeah, I know.
Are you telling me every home game they have this year is an away game?
Yeah, literally.
So you just got to respect it. Think of the team bonding on the way there.
Mate.
Staffordshire might be closer, you know. I genuinely.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think it might be? I think that Bangor are going to come away and they're going to have the best singing voices because they're always going to be karaoke for them all season.
Oh,
might as well start the Mud Dogs Choir. They'll be all over it. But I think Bangor are the team that has gone without a win the longest, if you count walkovers. Because
How
like
long has it
Chichester have
been,
got
do you
one.
reckon?
I believe last time I checked, I think it was like 2. It was 2. Definitely, it's definitely 2 seasons. But I think it might be like
Have they ever
2.5.
won?
Oh.
Yeah, they've won. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Redemption arc. Did they score a point
Bangor.
last year? Because I've got a feeling they didn't score a point last year.
I don't think they did. No.
I don't think so. No.
There we go. Something's got to change. I'd like to think that
I'm
they're
on
going
it.
to change in the coaching staff. I don't know how many American football coaches there are in the north of Wales, but like they'll have changed it.
There's not any teams.
Yet. Start one up. Get it funded by.
I think Chester might technically be in Wales.
I was going to say, how far is Chester Romans? Yeah.
I refuse to play under the Chester name, so I don't count it.
Brilliant.
Bangor beat the Liverpool Raptors in 2019.
Redemption arc. Liverpool Raptors are gone. They're going to be unleashed.
They beat MMU on the 16th of February 2020. COVID was their downfall.
Yeah.
There you go. COVID doesn't exist anymore. Like
they've had a full 3 years.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with logic.
I'm telling you, it's the Bangor Mud Dogs redemption arc this year.
Brilliant. Right. Well, now we've got this narrative started. Let's move on. York St John versus Northumbria.
YSJ.
No,
sorry. No, that's fucking mental. No,
write it down.
Northumbria.
Write it down.
I thought you said Centurions.
He said it.
Don't write that down.
He said it with chest.
No, I thought you said Centurions. No, that's embarrassing.
He said it with chest. Write it down.
That's more outrageous of a call than Bangor Mud Dogs.
York St John won a game last year.
Right.
It's not that wild.
No.
Northumbria beat Edinburgh.
Believe me, as a seasoned vet that's played Northumbria every year that I've been at uni, Northumbria will beat them.
Okay.
Northumbria
You've convinced me. I'll have Northumbria.
I'm going Northumbria based on that, and it's Jamie's fault otherwise.
Northumbria were not the worst division in our worst team in our division last year. You're
too convincing, Jamie. That's the problem. Do you know what I mean?
Innit?
Okay.
I'm picking Northumbria because a year 6 teacher from Qatar said so.
Okay, so this one might as well be an absolute mystery box because no one's got any idea what's going to come of this one. York Centurions will be facing the Sunderland Spartans.
Centurions.
Yeah.
Centurions, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Centurions.
They're going to have a halftime sword fight because it's like the sword fighting logos, isn't it? Like,
I just hope Sunderland play, and I just hope they just. Be mad if they win. Mad if Sunderland just like harbouring Americans.
Well, they beat Teesside. They do that every semester too.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, there is a exchange program for semester 2 in Sunderland or something like that. I know when we played them 2 years ago, they had an American who was like kick returner, safety, and quarterback.
You've just beat Teesside last year. Like that's anything to go by. I think we could make a team of us 4 and my year 6 kids, and I think we could beat Teesside. Like, they're fucking garbage.
But they did it after not playing for the entire year.
Yeah, that's the problem that I've got with it, is that they didn't play the entire year and then went in and smashed Teesside. So, moving on to the Southwest 2, you've got the UWE Bullets versus the Bath Spa Bulldogs.
Pellets.
Bullets too.
Oh, yeah, there'll always be the Pellets.
They've got it. I'm sorry, after the recruitment, how many lads who picked their university based on American football are now playing in the Div 2 Southwest?
This is what I don't get, right. So if you're a QB that signed up to play for UWE and there's 3 Americans above you, do you then play for the Pellets and go and chuck balls around at Bangor? Like what? Why? Do you know what I mean?
No, you don't chuck balls around in Bangor. You chuck balls around in fucking Gloucestershire.
Anyway, I'll have Spa Bulldogs.
They've got that high school American kid in that's QB, and it's like, is he coming in as a long-term thing? Because I'm sure I saw that he's there on an actual degree, like a 3-year degree, not one of the shit masters sports journalism ones that they keep on pulling out their ass.
What the fuck?
No, it's just they make bosses for him, don't they? And I'm positive that I saw that he was there. And is he going to be there like the long-term successor to the three that they've got? And are they going to put him in the pellets for a year to integrate him into English football?
Were there not four like quarterbacks on that recruitment path?
That's what I mean. So they've got three above him. The high school kid's not coming in over the other three.
Including the winner of the ELF's quarterback as well.
The MVP of the ELF.
I would.
What we doing?
Tebbs, I would not be surprised if in a year's time, UWE second team are going to knock SJ out of the semi-final in Div 1. Like this every single year. They may well go this year in their second team.
I'm so sick of this. You don't think that I have to worry about that? Like, okay, well, the Bullets. Okay, what are the Bullets 2 is going to look like? Oh, it's going to be Americans. Then I've got to worry about that. Not as much as I maybe did like on Tuesday, but I've still got to worry about it.
When's the Bullets first game?
Bullets one's in
last week.
Not next week, the week after.
Because I'm telling you right now, Bullets versus Cardiff Cobras, 150 points.
I do think they're going to get a three-figure game this year, if not more.
They got one last year, bro.
They got one last year, but I think it's going to be like they score on every kickoff.
Yeah.
God. They might even put like 60 on FGS. I don't genuinely.
Okay, so moving on.
Ruin the game. To be fair, we've got a City fan in the room. What do you think about dying out of sport entirely, Tom?
I mean, if it's my team, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? But not a big fan. Not a big fan of it in this game, to be honest. But yeah, if I played for, I don't know, Birmingham or something, I'd just be thinking, what's the fucking point? Do you know what I mean? 18-year-old freshers turning up against 31 imports. Like, what is going on? This is what's kind of getting at with the TikTok. It's like, I think with teams like UE and stuff, you've either got to go full send and, where like different Prem teams can offer different scholarships. But if universities don't want to offer that, and I feel like it's got to be capped because like things are just taking the piss now. Like it's not even competitive. Like the games in the Prem this year, is it even safe? Do you know what I mean? You talk about safety before. We've put in like
what I'm intrigued.
Like, go on.
Are those lads thinking that? Are they using this as like a bouncer step for a pro league? I'm guessing
they're using it to get highlights, and then to try and
with all due respect, Dylan, they've not come to the prestigious world of uni ball thinking this is going to be my magnum opus.
But they may well moss like a 5'6" South Walian cornerback like 5 times over, and it's only going to take a few clips for the recruiter watching the highlights to be like, okay, I think I know what's going on
here. but my point, so that I would normally understand where they're coming over and trying to get like a highlight reel and stuff. But what is the MVP of the EFL doing coming across? Like, what's he got to gain out of this?
That's 3 years.
I think that's the point we've gone too far for me. I don't know.
You can't bring in imports and senior balls, so surely there's got to be something they can bring in.
Like a cap. That's what I'm saying. Like
are they selling tickets or something to games this year?
Pardon?
Probably.
Because they've arguably got the best team in Brit Ball, never mind adult ball right now.
Well, you saw it last year. With half of them went and played for Bristol, Aztecs, and the Aztecs all of a sudden look really good. Like, obviously, they were really good anyway, but they looked like a team that could maybe go for a national championship. And that was because, like,
they did beat the Warriors, which is, impressive enough as it stands.
And that was because, like, 2 or 3 of them went across. And it was like, they'll all turn around and say, well, no, we were there anyway. And it's like, come on now, your running back was the best lad that's ever played in this country. Like,
no, but wouldn't it be really funny if they just for banter, just sent some of them down to the 2s and just rolled Div 2 just for 1 year, just to get them promoted, just to get a little bit more funding from BUCS. Just roll them.
Sorry, I just thought about that. They've got a bye week this week. Do you reckon they just use Bath Spa as like a warm-up scrimmage for the first team?
Be funny. I'd back it.
That's why I'm going Bath Spa Bulldogs this week anyway.
QB Clark is handling the Bath Spa D-line.
Awful. Be really funny. That's why I do want to go and watch that game. So I might actually go and watch that game. Sussex versus Oxford Brookes.
Oh, I forgot we're doing this.
Yeah.
What's Sussex's second name? Like, what's their team name?
Saxons.
That's a good point.
Oh, I'm going with Oxford Brookes then.
Dylan, you got any thoughts?
I think Oxford Brookes.
What are you basing that off, Dylan?
I seem to remember they've got a bit of a louder social media. Do they have a new kit as well?
Well, they're not actually the Panthers anymore. They're actually just Oxford Brookes University. Like the same with Loughborough.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're channeling the inner Loughborough and they're going, hey, look at this, lads.
Yeah, they haven't got.
You can't lose the first game in a new kit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, embarrassing.
I'll go Oxford Brookes because they're defensive captain's an ex-teammate of mine, so big up Oxford Brookes.
That's an actual educated guess. Like that does actually make a little bit of sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
So wrong show for that.
Brilliant.
What was that?
He said it's the wrong show for educated guesses.
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
So
that's why you went with Fury last year, Dylan, even though we were 1-5.
One more and you're
with all
off.
due respect, guys, all three of you have picked fucking Bangor to win. So don't give anyone grief about educated or uneducated guesses because that's the worst take of the fucking year.
No Bangor slander here, Tebbs. You know what I mean? Come on, Bangor mate, all the way.
I might change the name of the show instead of the rundown. Bangor slander, mate. That's the fucking. So we've got two more. So we've got Greenwich Mariners versus the City Wolfpack.
Oh, a Wolfpack, just because, like, come on.
Yeah, go on, Wolfpack.
I'm going City as well.
Did you say that they're just called the City Wolfpack?
Yeah, that's sick. That's a great name.
Yeah, it's like City of London University, so they're the City Wolfpack.
Yeah,
I'm going City.
They're cool.
Yeah, that's a cool name. Yeah, big fan of that.
City.
I bet they wear ballies under their helmets and stuff like that. They sound like my God.
No, this is going to be a big one because I wanted to get into this, especially because Jamie's here. Obviously, we put up our divisional winner prediction post last week, and we looked at the comments, and there was some chirping going on, and it was quite funny to watch. But not to us, not to us. Some players from the Derby Braves and the Lincoln Colonials decided to get a bit chippy in the comments. And it was very, very funny.
I was going to say on this, right? This one lad from Lincoln, because I don't know whether he's posted on other stuff, because I don't know whether I'm blocked or whether it's a guitar thing. I can't access the Facebook of the rundown, right? Of Sport Tank. I can't get on it. I don't know whether I've been blocked or whether it's just like, because obviously some of the websites are blocked and stuff. But so I just keep on seeing this one lad giving people. He came at me in the comments or something. I was like, I wasn't even involved. Something like Tom tagged me, and the next thing
I tagged you in it, didn't I?
I was like, hang on a minute. This one lad, I am 99% positive he doesn't even play, and he's getting chirpy. Like, no, they're oh my God, no, fuck them. Lincoln are getting bummed.
Getting bummed.
Jamie's going for De Montfort. Anyone else?
I'm going Lincoln, but I'm also going to predict that this will be the best Bafra report segment of the week.
It will be. Yeah. Are the Braves still scared of field markings this season? Fantastic. Give me more Lincoln Colonials banner. I'm all for it.
Yeah, go on. I'll have Lincoln Colonials.
Beautiful.
Sorry, Jamie.
Hey, mate, Varsity will be the biggest. We can actually fucking stream Varsity this year if they want it, wherever it is, Hull or Lincoln.
It's in Hull again because it was meant to be in Lincoln last year, but they don't have a pitch.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Brilliant. Right. So on that slander, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's also get right. I think Lincoln probably will win this weekend, but.
Do you want to change it?
You can't safety net.
I'm not changing it. I'm dying on my sword. But I'm ready to take stick on that one. But fuck them.
Oh, you all pick Bangor. Stop being so worried about taking stick. I'll give you stick now for picking Bangor. The lot of you.
I'm not going to lie, Tebbs. I don't think anyone's looking at our Bangor predictions and going, I'm going to give them stick there because they don't know what they're talking about. I think people are going to realise quite quickly what's going on there.
Well, you
the real highlight of this is the people who don't watch the show and they're like, crap, something's going on in Bangor.
Yeah.
There's something we don't know about.
The Staffordshire Stallions are out there shitting their fucking pants. So
they've got all this game footage, they're like, it's all useless.
Right, well, with that, thank you very much, Tom, for coming on. It was good to talk with you. I think we've got someone from Edinburgh next week. I know Dylan's sorting that all out.
Which Edinburgh?
That'll be Fraser Clark. He's been in the comments tonight.
Oh, Fraser's a good lad, to be fair.
Yeah, Fraser's
like Fraser.
I'm sure we'll try and get Jamie back on. I mean, I've said to Jamie he can come on whenever he wants. So if he's about,
when you don't send me links,
I did send you a link just later.
Yeah, I'll be about. We finish school at 1:30, so yeah, I'll be about. I'll be sat waiting for 5.5 hours, ready and raring to go.
Brilliant. Right. Hopefully, we'll be back next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got a game this week, stay safe. Enjoy it. We'll try and win, and we'll be back next Monday to talk about some actual football at length, and the show will go too long again. Where the fuck's my invite? Oh, it's only the second week of the show, Lindsay. I'm trying to book it. I'm not trying to book everyone like I did last year. You can come on the show. Everyone knows. It's like you, Steve Rains, and Frankie will all just come on the show at some point because that's just how it works.
Can we put this out there right now? If the Sharks win this weekend, Lachlan and Britball have got to come on.
Yeah, okay.
Bet.
Yeah, that works for me. I mean, they won't, so I'm not too worried. Oh, I'll try and get Connor on as well. I'll try and get Connor on as well, and then we can have a breakdown of the game film. What happened here? Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out. We'll see you next week.